Okay, this first clip coming up is where I start my route at, and you'll see me point off right down there to that road is normally where I can go down to a sidewalk area. Or when I turn around here in just a moment, kind of shows if I can go into the neighborhood area. Both ways don't really deal with much traffic at all. Alright, so I decided to take the bad sidewalk area. Normally I can get almost 2 miles out of this sidewalk. Well, the reason I call this a bad sidewalk, it is very uneven, and there's probably about, I want to say like 30 driveways to deal with. And normally on most sidewalks that the sidewalk will still stay pretty even if there is a driveway. But on this one, it does the ramp part at every single part. So you're constantly on your right leg or your left leg, whatever angle that you're coming at. There's a good chance that you could roll your ankle running on this sidewalk. So you can't really pace yourself as fast as you want to. You have to slow down each time if you want to play it careful and whatnot. So, yeah. And then it is cracked and a lot of the panels are up and down and whatnot. Still decent to run in. I've dealt with worse, but, you know, it is what it is. Alright, coming up on downtown Winterville. Nothing big, nothing fancy. Just coming up on the fire department. And then I'll also have the police department coming up too. Sorry if my voice doesn't match up with some of this video. Unfortunately, this video is kind of playing in slow motion, so I don't kind of know what's going on here. I think that was the problem about recording in high quality. Sucks, I wish my actual voice was working on this when I did the video, but none of it is. Alright, I think it just showed, yeah, looking down there is where our main downtown building is, and that's where I go to pay the electric bill at. Sometimes I'll just run up there with the bill in my hand and just go toss it in the machine. Ain't no sense of throwing it in a mailbox if you can run up there to it. Gets a little sweaty at times, but oh well, at least they know I work for it. Alright, this is something I like to have fun with sometimes. At the corner of these buildings over here is the warehouse restaurant. Sometimes I can catch some folks sitting over here at these windows, so I'll try to run by as fast as I can and just kind of pop in there and look at them. Kind of scare them a little bit every once in a while. And unfortunately this time there was nobody sitting there, so didn't get the luck out. Normally I don't cross this intersection, but I will to show up the next part, where I was trying to attempt to do the 30 miler just before the end of last year. Okay, this clip is going to be where I'm coming up on the end of the bad sidewalk, and then it ends at what is known as Highway 11. Some of you have seen earlier posts last year. I attempted to do a 30 miler in kind of celebration of turning 30 years old last year. Pretty much all I was supposed to do was start at my house, jump on the long sidewalk, get all the way down to Highway 11, and then take off on Highway 11 until I hit 15 miles and then turn around and come back. So it was a straight 15 miles out, straight 15 miles back. Didn't really sound that hard. Although this highway is very busy, so I went out after midnight where I thought traffic would be pretty low. I have ran this highway before and didn't have any really issues with traffic. And it was a Wednesday night. Didn't really think I would have any issues, but for some odd reason there was quite a bit of traffic out there. Had a full moon on my back, so I had plenty of light, and then all of a sudden a fog came out of nowhere and I lost all of my light. And I did have my little small flashlight with me when I was out there, but I mean, it was like you could barely see maybe 10 feet in front of you, and that was about it. So it was pretty wild. Unfortunately, I failed. Got kind of annoying out there dealing with the cars and stuff like that, and then obviously not being able to see. I think I ended up with 24 something miles that night. So decent amount of mileage, but didn't achieve my goal, unfortunately. So I'll shoot for it again this year in 2013, so should be able to knock it out. And this is just me, just pretty much just walking around, kind of show the highway, and then obviously you can see all the amount of cars coming through and whatnot. Okay, I'm getting ready to come up on AJ Cox Middle School. It's a school I normally pass by pretty regularly on my route. Normally don't have to deal with any kids or anything at all. Normally when I run, they're already out of class and whatnot. Also on this road coming up, I think I'll end up pointing at it at some point. There's a little house on the left side. This is the road also where the 5K start is for Riley's Army, excuse me. Yeah, there we go, now I'm pointing at it. Riley's Army had their first annual race last year in September. It was also the first race I attempted to take off right in the beginning. I haven't done that in quite a while. Normally the last time I did that, I ended up winning the race. And no, I did not win this race. But I did place third overall in men's. So I was pretty excited. Alright, this quick little clip here is showing a road that is called Laurie Ellis. This is one of my least favorite roads in the area, just because there's not hardly any room for you to run on, and the vehicles do not move over, they do not slow down, they literally hog the road. In fact, you'll see a car drive pretty close to me. I think it was that BMW that went by. She didn't even bother to slow down at all. So I do my best to only just cross that road, not actually run on it. Alright, if y'all remember me posting about being angry one night about coming up close with a Dodge Ram that drove up onto this sidewalk a little bit, well, not all the way onto the sidewalk, but the little ramp part, I'm pointing at it right now. It was only about maybe about a foot length away from hitting me, and I think I'm going to show how I jumped into the ditch. Goodness, I can't talk sometimes. Yeah, you see me pointing around. I have no idea what I'm saying. I wish this audio would work. Alright, yeah, I'm pointing down now, showing how close that the car came onto the sidewalk, and jumped over here into this ditch side to avoid it. Ended up yelling at the vehicle. He or she did slow down afterwards and just kind of looked at me, but they had tinted windows in that vehicle, and in America we're a little gun crazy around here, so I feel like I'd rather not risk it. I didn't get hit, no harm, no foul. I just kept on going, but definitely threw my pace off for the rest of the night. I love running on the sidewalk. It tends to keep me safe from cars for the most part. This is one of my least favorite things that someone does on the sidewalk. They park on the sidewalk. I'm telling you, one day I'm just going to run right through these cars. I'm going to be like the Incredible Hulk, and you're going to regret it. I'm in the neighborhood where that Dodge Ram almost hit me at, but it has a nice little significant area that I tend to laugh about when I go by. Over to this left side, there is a house. I can't remember exactly which one it is. Winterville PD put up one of their speedometer machines. You drive up to it and it starts telling you what speed limit you're going to. But sometimes if you run fast enough, it will pick up a person too. And anytime that they have those suckers set up, I have fun with it. I'll normally try to see how fast I can get it to come up. But one night when I came through, there were some people drinking out to the left side of the yard, and one of them had yelled out to me and said, "Hey, I'll bet you, I can't remember if it was $5 or $10. It's one of the amounts, that you can't make that say 20 miles an hour." And sure enough, I took off and I got that sucker to say 20 miles an hour. So ended up getting some money from him, and was able to go out and buy Bojangles afterwards. So thanks a lot, dude. Shouldn't dare somebody who's fast. Oh well. Coming up on basically what's the middle of my route is Winterville Park. Winterville has two parks. This is the bigger one here. It's close by the house. The other one has got basketball courts, and this one has got I think it's 3 baseball fields, and then sometimes they'll take the fence down and they'll turn it into a couple of football fields. There's also a little small amphitheater. Goodness, I still can't say it right. You know what I'm trying to say. A little small theater that's out here too. They'll sometimes play a movie in the park. And yeah, I'll still run through there even if they got that going on. I mean, people look at me like I'm kind of weird and all that, but oh well. It's also where they did the celebration for the awards and stuff for Riley's Army, that 5K race I was talking about earlier. It's also the end of the race too. It's actually on this same exact road here. And also coming up on the left, I think I'll point at it, is the Winterville Greenway, which is very, very small. When I first moved over to Winterville, and I told some runners that I run in the Winterville area, they actually thought that was all I ran on, was this little small greenway over here. Yeah, I don't just run over there at that little small area. I have the whole freaking town to run in if I want. Some runners have some closed minds a little bit. Yeah, I'm pointing at all of it now. And coming up on my second major injury, not coming up on the first one yet. This is just kind of how the running route was working for me. But it's right here on this sidewalk, just the little down part, the ramp if you want to call it. And all it is pretty much what I was talking about earlier with the sidewalks. When you come on the ramp part, you have to just be careful how you pace yourself. And yeah, I was pacing too fast, not paying attention, and sure enough I fell, crashed, and yeah, you can see my ankle there, and another good one there. Big ouch. Put me out for about 2 weeks and ended my running streak as well at 54 days. This part of the route is a nice big open area. Hasn't been exactly developed with homes yet, which tends to have a lot of dog owners come over in this area, and they like to not have their dogs on a leash, and I don't think that they realize that some folks walk through here and then run through here. And it just so happens as I was running this time as I was filming, yep, there's a dog without a leash, but it was so friendly, and I absolutely love animals, so I have not really any problems with that, but I do know there are plenty of folks that do. So if you are a dog owner and listening to this, you should always leash your animal. You don't know if somebody doesn't like animals. And also, too, you don't know if they're not allergic to them either. That's another issue, too. But besides dogs, I have seen deer over here, cats, rabbits, and this bird that is, I kid you not, it is like half the size of me. It is huge. I only see it at nighttime. And it just roams around through the field area, I guess just picking up field mice or whatnot, that sort of deal. And then also I'm kind of pointing up at the sky. I mean, nothing really special about the sky right now, but when I did my long distance in this area, which was 27 miles, that's the longest I've ever gone, there was a thunderstorm going on at a good portion of that night. As far as I could see, all over, when lightning hit the sky, I kid you not, the whole entire sky lit up with lightning. It is still one of the most beautiful, crazy things I've ever seen in my whole life. I just could not, I still can't even get it out of my mind sometimes how how crazy the sky looked when it did that. I mean, it just weren't like one little small streak. I mean, the streak just went all over the place. It was crazy. But anyways, I normally do a lot of my speed drills over here in this area too, because there's like almost 0 to none traffic in this area too. This is my first ever injury I had involved with running. It was at night. I made one mistake. I was low on some of my workout clothes, so I know I didn't have my reflective clothing on. I mean, it did have white on there at least, but it was still kind of dark clothing on there. But I mean, there's still street lights, so you shouldn't have been too big of a deal. But same scenario like with the Dodge Ram, just making a tight turn. You'll see me coming up on this mailbox here. Mitsubishi Eclipse came up close to me. I tried to dodge it. I ran right smack dab into that mailbox there. Rolled around a couple of times. Got up, tried to play it off because I was a little embarrassed. I just ran into a mailbox. But yeah, I could barely walk. As soon as, I mean, I felt it as soon as I got up. I never felt anything like that before. So that one put me out for a little while, almost a month. I'm not exactly sure what happened, but you'll see some pictures. Yeah, you see how the GPS kind of split because it knocked the phone off. Ouch. And some more ouch. Might want to close your eyes. So yeah, it sucked. This is the same road where that injury happened at, but the water likes to get really high here sometimes. Not too bad. Not no real big major flooding or anything like you can go jump in a boat on. Well, the exception of maybe one time it did get pretty high. Which I think I'm about 5'9", 5'10". The water's gotten up to at least my knees over here in this area, but I still go through running. That's what I'm kind of highlighting over here. All this road that you see here was pretty much completely covered in water all over the place. So it was a little bit intense. That's me kind of pointing at it and stuff too. You see a couple of pictures pop up afterwards. I managed to get my roommate to when he used to stay here to actually come out with me and stuff when we went and did this. It was wild, the both of us doing it. It was, the one that me and him did was probably one of the more crazier ones that I've done. Even I've ran into hurricanes before, but that water wasn't nowhere near as high as it was when me and him went out that one night. And then you still had some cars driving around. In fact, one of them, I think I'm coming up on the house on the right. He apologized to me about it 2 days later, but he ended up driving pretty close to me, and he threw that water all the way up almost near my chest because he sped up or whatnot. He said he didn't see me. Unfortunately, my rain gear is all black, but it is reflective. But I don't really have much of a choice. It's the only stuff that has pretty good water repellent material on there. My video is finally coming to an end. I thought I would end it with looking at a nice little sunset in the distance. Hope you enjoyed the video. If not, I apologize. I'm sorry. I promise you they all won't kind of be like this. This was just me going around, you know, showing you what I kind of see for the most part when I see when I'm out running. But other than that, that is going to be it, folks. I'll have another video for y'all hopefully at some point. I know I keep saying keep posting, but it's taking a little bit longer.